Hey everybody, my name is Dana, and I wanted to show you what happens once you download Vocabulary Workshop. As a little bit of background, I've been teaching these vocabulary sets on OutSchool for 4 years now. I have taught 159 weeks at the time of this video. That's 1,590 words. These words are incredibly helpful to students from about age 10 on up. For the ACT, the SAT, I have tons of ESL learners who are studying for the TOEFL or just to improve their English proficiency. Whether you are a classroom teacher, a homeschool parent, I'm going to show you what to do, which is what I do every single week. All right, first of all, this opens up in Google Drive. So you could actually use it over Zoom, like I'm doing right now, or you can just use it, to show your students. They're sitting right next to you, they're in a classroom, they have their own computers, whatever. Each list has a different set of 10 words. It's always a mixture of words that they might have encountered before, like gauge or trivialize, but then words like tyro, impunity, that the kids are going to be like, I have no idea what that word is, and that's fine. All right, so what you would do is, first of all, look, you've got a picture, you've got a word, and you have no definition whatsoever. Ask the students to relate the word to the picture. Okay, you see a woman with a bunch of laundry and somebody saying, you don't have that much laundry. How could this be trivializing the situation? Okay, and students will talk about it. And actually, the first thing I do, I should have said this first, the pronunciation. Have your students try to pronounce it, okay? And if they get it wrong, don't go, oh my gosh, that's so wrong. I love it when kids get stuff wrong because English is a weird language. Not everything follows those spelling and pronunciation rules that we learned in elementary school. So once they pronounce it right or wrong, you would say you pronounce it trivialize. Okay? And there's always a pronunciation right up there. This is all animated, so I'm just clicking my mouse to make these show up. And then you give them the actual definition. It is really important that you focus on the part of speech. This is a great way to sneak some grammar in. Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? If it's an adjective, can we adverb it by adding ly? Talk about some of the different conjugations, etc. So the definition of trivialize is to make seem unimportant. So how is somebody trivializing the amount of laundry that this woman has to do? Then what I do is give them synonyms, so minimize and play down, and antonyms. Okay, an antonym might be overstate, just to overstate the importance of something. It is also really critical to look at the etymology. And what I find interesting is that after students have done a few of these, they start making associations and figuring out like, okay, if it starts with con, com, co, call, that probably means with or together. And so there are some words like accord and concord that you can kind of figure out based on the fact that CORS or CORD means heart. Okay, and you put it together, it means with hearts together. So students do this all the time, even like 11 and 12-year-olds. It's awesome. Okay, the next page, the green page, you're going to see trivialize used in a couple of words with a picture. Sorry, my head is in the way here. So Micah trivialized everyone else's work on the group project to make his contributions seem more impressive. So Micah made everyone else's work seem less important for his own benefit. And then the second sentence, the teacher sadly trivialized the student's bullying of the new girl. So that would mean the teacher was like, oh, they're just playing around. It just means they like her. Okay, trivialize. And the more that you can actually talk with your students, the better. Let them tell you how they might use trivialize. All right, I'm going to fast forward through to the end to show you what happens after you've gone through all the words. Okay, because this comes with different activities. All right. You will have some pages at the end, usually 2 or 3 pages. This one, the activity says to tell me a story, but use as many vocab words as possible. So tell me a story about an amorphous young blob who is a tyro at chopping trees. So a blob who is new to tree chopping. Did somebody trivialize his efforts? Did he chop down an eclectic grouping of trees? I don't know. About a pilot deciding which food to eat at an eclectic restaurant. How might a restaurant be eclectic? Well, it has like Asian food and Mexican food, all sorts of eclectic food options. Tell me a story about a Hollywood star with an inordinate amount of connections who could do anything with impunity. That sounds like a real life story, does it not? So the idea is to get them thinking in different realms and to apply these words in different situations. Next up, okay, sometimes I have one of these. If you look, the green words, they can be replaced with vocabulary words. I always tell my students, vocabulary is not about learning these massive, impressive words to make people think you're so intelligent, but rather it's about using precision in our writing. So he's a complete noob. I think my kids told me that I'm spelling noob wrong, like it's supposed to be N-O-O-B. Oops. You would replace that with, do you know the answer? Tyro. Okay, so the students would have to go through this and figure out an excessive amount of pillows, an inordinate amount of pillows. Okay, that type of thing. I give you the answers, don't worry. And then you also get these as a PDF. You get, I think this is actually for a different, a different set, sorry, but this is what they look like. You get one, you sometimes have another one of these where students have to either fill in the blank or replace the bold-faced words, and of course you get the answer. And then also, this is just for them to handwrite something. I give them a totally random picture. I do this in my live classes all the time. And they have to write sentences about the picture. Like in this one of the words is deluge. So the kitchen was faced with a deluge of orders on Saturday night. So the after class activities give them a lot more opportunities to use these their words. So whether you are a homeschool parent, whether you're a classroom teacher, whatever, you can make this work for your students. I would recommend doing one vocabulary workshop set a week. You can make a Quizlet. Actually, you can find my Quizlets online fairly easily. Nearpod, etc. There's all sorts of extension activities that you could do as a teacher as well. So I hope this helps, and I am happy to answer any other questions. Bye-bye.